Namaskar, hello, and a very warm welcome to 5-hour, 5-day online training on digital technology for children with special needs. My name is Tanvi Khurana, and this entire training has been organized by CIET, that is Central Institute of Educational Technology, NCERT, New Delhi. At this moment, you're watching us on eVidya channel number 6 to channel number 12. And today we are entering into day 3 of this entire online training. Today we are going to discuss assistive technology. Day 1, we discussed the digital technology for Divyang, its policy perspectives, need and scope. Day 2, we discussed digital initiatives for the Divyang. And today we are going to discuss assistive technology. Day 4 and Day 5 have new topics regarding this online training, and if you have any questions, any queries, please reach out to us. So we have been receiving a great response from everyone's side on our YouTube channel on Day 1 and on Day 2 as well. And we have tried to take up your questions towards the end of the program. And today as well, we are going to do the same. So please share your questions through that medium, which is NCERT Official, that is our YouTube channel. In the live chat box, write down your questions, your queries, and we'll try and take them up for sure. If you want to give us a call and raise your questions, the number would be 8800440559. And there's a specific email ID dedicated for this entire training, and that is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. So all your questions you can send on this email ID, not just during this 1 hour, but before the program, after the program as well. During this 5-hour, 5-day training, we'll be taking your questions, and answering your questions for sure. So let me just give you a brief about this online training. There is no attendance link, and you don't have to mark your attendance anywhere. All you have to do is understand what is going on in this program, and you have to understand, you have to discuss along with us, and if you like it, then submit your feedback as well. I will be explaining you the entire process, how you can register yourself, how you can participate towards the end of the session. So I would request you all to please watch this entire program, as this is going to be really, really informative and very important for everyone. So with that, let me please introduce you to our guest for today, and we have with us Dr. Piyush Chanana. Sir, a very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Anna. A very good evening to everyone.
Good evening to you too, sir. Sir is a lead scientist and coordinator from National Center for Assistive Health Technologies from IIT, that is Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. And he'll be telling us all the details regarding assistive technology. And I have a lot of questions to ask him. So you as well, please share your questions. And yes, you can share your questions on various mediums that I just shared it with you. And let me just tell you one more thing regarding this training. Towards the end of the training, that would be the last day on 13th of October, we will be giving you the quiz link, and the link will be given to you, and you'll get a lot of days, a lot of time to participate in that quiz. If you score more than 70% marks, then you'll be given the participation certificate. So let's begin this conversation, and let's understand what exactly is assistive technology. Sir, I would request you to please define it for all our viewers.
See, if we literally go by the definition of assistive technology, it can be any item, a piece of equipment, or a software program, or a product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of a person with disability. So that's a typical definition of an assistive technology.
Okay. So regarding the same, what is it that you think is so important for all our viewers to know and to understand in this program?
Yeah. So what a child will be able to do or perform in school specifically, or so mobility and education are precursor to a good quality of life. And to make it happen, your environment needs to be accessible. You should be able to go to your place of education. And once you are at your place of education, you must be able to participate in an inclusive set of kind of thing. But to make that happen, you need right set of assistive technology solutions. So that way, if you don't have the right solutions with you, then it becomes very difficult for teacher as well as child to be a part of that cohesive integrated learning environment. Now the question is, people with different disabilities have uh, different requirements, and there can be hundreds of assistive technology devices. So if we really look at the session today, then instead of focusing on variety of devices or variety of solutions for different disabilities, I would like to focus on actually two main assistive technologies, which are actually mainstream devices. So typically, every teacher who is listening to this program is aware of two mainstream assistive technology. First is your mobile phone, every person is using nowadays, and second is your computer or a laptop. Now, these two devices are so powerful in themselves that they can actually change the way person with disability will be interacting with the whole world, be it communication, be it reading, writing, or be it giving exams independently, or it can be variety of other things also. You just imagine, and you can do it if you have access to these two digital devices. So it's very important for each one of us to actually understand what are the typical solutions which are present on these two devices. If you can see the shared screen, you can see inclusive classroom setup where students are writing their exams. If you look at this picture carefully, then the difference. Uh, so everybody is giving exam, but there is a with a small difference. The girl sitting on the front bench is using assistive technology to write her exams because she is visually challenged. Now, what is this assistive technology? Essentially, she has the question paper on the laptop, and then she's using her earphones to listen to what is inside the question paper and using the keyboard to type in the answers. And teacher can clearly see that whether she is doing it independently or getting some help. So this is the like the vision or the ultimate thing that we want to achieve, that every child with a be it learning disability, be it a visual disability or a motor disability, should be able to participate and be the part of that whole classroom setup. So I'll not. That's why I'm not going into introducing hundreds of or various assistive technology solutions. I'm just focusing on few solutions, and I want to introduce like what are the key features present in these solutions that most of us are not aware of, but they are so powerful. If we know them properly, then things can change dramatically. So let's see some of these settings today and options which are present in these solutions. So if you are working on a Windows system, you just go to you write accessibility, or you go to settings. So on the settings, on the right, on the left side, you have the taskbar, and there you have the accessibility settings. Now you can see your system supports these various disabilities, and it's like a mainstream assistive technology for these disabilities. The first one is vision. So in vision, I'll not go walk you through every setting. The idea is to introduce all these solutions so that you start incorporating in your day-to-day usage. So vision, typically, if you have a visual disability, you are visually impaired, or a person with low vision, or you are totally blind, doesn't matter. Actually, you can manage your work with these settings. Second, if you have hearing impairment, or you have the like interaction or the dexterity related issues where your hand movement is restricted, etc., then you have lots of options. So let's quickly overview these options. So text size is essentially, if you play around with this, you can actually increase the text size of your system so that it becomes more readable. It's not only useful for person with visual disability, but even a lot of us who wear spectacles, this setting can be very, very useful. Then the most important setting here is magnifier. See, in magnifier, what happens as you're a person with low vision, then the challenge is even bigger. You are not using assistive solutions which are designed for persons with blindness. and you cannot work without such solutions. So you're stuck in between. In that case, this magnifier can play a vital role. So in magnifier, you just turn on the magnifier, and once you turn on the magnifier, you can set up the zoom level, and then you can actually set the screen size, or the size of the text on your screen according to your preference. So you have shortcut keys, etc., through which you can set up these the zoom levels. And then there are high contrast themes which are available here. Yeah. So you can select any of these high contrast themes, and the whole layout of your computer screen will change. For example, if I set up this, then you will see dramatic difference on the visual layout, like few seconds. And now see, everything is black, but it, a lot of additional boundaries have been added. Like you can see there are square brackets around each main action item. Then the highlight color is different. So all these settings actually help a person with low vision to actually use the computer very effectively. Then you have color filter. If a person is having color blindness, then there are options according to the according to the challenge. They can choose different color filters from here. Then we have the built-in screen reader in every Windows system. That is commonly referred to as narrator for Windows. Or there are even other more commonly used or more famous screen reading softwares like NVDA and JAWS. NVDA is obviously free, of course, so that is the added advantage. So you can make use of these screen reading softwares to actually navigate through your system. So for example, I'll just turn on the NVDA, and in the screen share, I'll change. I'll share the sound also. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm turning on the screen reading software.
Well, welcome to NVDA. Caption, NetBlue system, home, action
So
completed, connected,
So
not
once you have the
connected.
screen reading software on, then the idea is that you will be able to navigate your system without looking at it, and it will announce to you what place you are on the screen, and it will give you additional prompts, which will help you to understand uh, how to make use of these make use of this audio output to interpret the text on the screen. So, for example, right now,
System not selected 2 of 12 level 1.
so it says system 2 of 12, level 1. So level 1 is the kind of the you are in the top level of the menu. 2 of 12 means you are on the second setting out of the 12 settings in total. And then it said system not selected. So that means this particular setting is not selected at present. So this is how you can actually navigate through your screen reading software. And then there are shortcut commands, variety of shortcut commands like if you have a huge website of text, then I can, instead of going sequentially through the website, I can just use a command to get through various headings. So I can use a command to go to various links directly. So these are like shortcuts, and children with blindness specifically are well trained to make use of these solutions. So now I'll not go into further detail, but I'll just turn off the screen reader.
Desktop Windows M running application folder view show my zoom and NV exit zoom okay.
Okay. So this way we have seen the screen reader part. Now we'll go back to accessibility, and I'm turning off the contrast theme. Again, going back to normal. Okay. So another important setting in the magnifier is that you can turn on the audio as per your requirement. For example, I'll just open the NCRT website, and I suppose I'm a low vision person, either I can use the settings here, that's just fine. But if I'm using the magnifier on my system, then the good part is that one, I can turn on the magnifier to set the screen size. Now you can see it has the contrast is too bright, or the stress, it can be stressing for eyes also. So I can turn on the high contrast theme there. But the thing I want to demonstrate here is another important setting where you have the option to read from here. So as a low vision person, instead of completely relying on screen reading software, my starting point is when I'm get feeling stressed or I'm just going through a long text, then instead of just trying to read on the screen, I'll just turn on the audio. So let's see how it works. So suppose I want to start reading from here. I'll just click on this. Okay, let me just.
Times Parias Guidelines. Times Art Integrated Learning Guidelines for Secondary Stage. Times Monkey Bar. Digital Comic Book. PDF Vertical Bar Flipbook. Times Nipun Bharat Mission. Stakeholders' Roles and Responsibilities Vertical Bar Dio Letter. Times G20 Reading Materials for Students. Times Integrating
that's not-
Transgender.
So it's not very much, it's not working perfectly because maybe of some website issue, but this is the idea that the child can just make use of the combination of a partial eyesight and the audio output to actually navigate through the digital content. So these are some of the interesting built-in accessibility features on your laptop. So if you have access to the laptop, you can use all these settings. I'll go back to accessibility now. Okay. Now let's come to other disabilities. So if you are hearing impaired, then you can turn on live captions and it works very well. The caption thing works very well in English as well as Hindi, at least for these two languages I've tried out myself. So like right now, whatever I'm speaking out and to make sessions inclusive, like many times you conduct workshops, etc., you can turn this feature on. And if this feature is on, then it can be actually a game changer, not only for persons with hearing impairment, but also for anyone for whom the spoken language which is being spoken is not the mother tongue. So then, let me show you how it works. So I've turned on the live caption like this. So I can set the language. So suppose right now I'm in India, so I'm choosing the English India, or you can, according to the speaker, you can set the language. In the preferences, you can do additional settings. So once these settings are done, so you can place it anywhere you want. So right now it's in the overlaid mode on the screen, so I can move it around anywhere the way I want. So once it is on, so now whatever I'll say, okay, yes. These are some additional settings. Okay. So I've turned on this include microphone. Okay, so let me now try whether it's working properly or not. So maybe right now it's showing, it's not coming up live and not getting updated very quickly. It showed just few sentences, but it works perfectly because right now I'm using the microphone audio for the Zoom. So might be that way it's not getting, this particular application is not getting access to that. That might be the reason, or might be some bandwidth issue. That any of the two reasons can be there. But the point I want to highlight here is this captioning thing just works very effectively by default. Okay, next we'll try out the other accessibility settings. So in case of hearing impairment, you can actually convert the stereo audio into mono audio, and you can actually use your laptop to indicate the various audio notifications that may happen in your background. So many times what happens if you have an audio notification, then if you are not able to listen, then how will you know some about that notification? So you can turn on the setting here, like you can get your screen flashed. So whenever an audio notification comes, then your window will flash or your screen will flash. You can do the settings here. Then going forward for interaction, like I can control my system with the voice input. So all of you must be aware of the OK Google thing. So it's similar to that, but it's much more powerful. Basically, if I have the voice access, then I can decide you to turn on the mic, to open the particular application, or to connect to internet, or to do various things just by using the voice access. So if a child is having issues with hand movement or using the keyboard, then this voice access can be of excellent help. So I'll try. I'm not sure whether this microphone issue will come into that feature also, but let me just quickly try out. So if I just open a new Word document, so in this I have the dictate option. So let me show you how good is the dictation feature. And if my internet and audio input are working well, the accuracy can be 100%. Full stop. It gives me freedom to put punctuation marks just by speaking them out, comma, exclamation mark, question mark. Okay. So this particular feature worked very well, as you can see. So the idea is, if I'm unable to type or I have a issue with writing in a particular language, then I can use the dictate feature. It's not only useful for persons with disabilities, but for any sighted person, for the matter sake, is you don't need an assistant to take down the notes of the, or to take down minutes of meeting or your notes or whatever you want. You can actually improve your productivity a lot with this feature. Okay, so we'll go back to the features that we were discussing. So you have voice typing and speech recognition features. And then we have the another important features. So many times what happens, your hands tremble or you have shaky movement of your hands. In that case, you have features like sticky keys, filter keys, and toggle keys. So I'll again not go into detail of this feature. You can explore it yourself. But the idea is, for example, while pressing a particular key, my hand is accidentally touching the adjacent keys. So your system will not recognize the adjacent key press as the actual key press. It will filter that out. Or if I'm while touching my key, if it is getting pressed multiple times, then that part will get filtered out and the content will be typed only once. So that's referred to as sticky keys, filter keys, and toggle keys. Okay. So broadly, these are like built-in accessibility features on your computer, and if you have these features in place and you're aware of these features, then you can actually support a lot of children with various disabilities to actually pursue their education by making use of a mainstream device, which is actually working as the assistive technology for them. Okay, so but this doesn't solve the entire problem. It's the solution of to the entire problem, part of the solution. But what are the other remaining parts? So now you know that if a student knows how to make use of these accessibility features to overcome his or her disability, then the next part comes, where is the content? How will the content come onto the system? So for that, you are already aware of the NCRT work in the last so many years. There are so many portals where a lot of informative content, a lot of experiential content is already available. In addition to that, there are two global sources of accessible textbooks. So these become very important, and it's important for every teacher to know that such resources exist within our country. So you have two libraries. The one is your Sugamna Pustakalaya, and the second is your Bookshare. Now, what are these libraries? So, if I am a student with print disability, be it learning disabilities like dyslexia, dyscalculia, etc., or it's a visual disability, or any other issue which is making it impossible for me to actually read the printed content. So in that content, I can be the member of these libraries and just access the books available here free of cost. All you need to is register as a beneficiary, and then you get access to lakhs of books free of cost. So the idea here is these books are available in the accessible formats, which are commonly referred to as DAISY format or the EPUB format. And this is your Indian library, Sugamya Pustakalaya, which is like a consortia of like organizations from all across India. So they create accessible content and put it on this library so that it's available for anyone and everyone to download. Uh, the only condition is you must be a person with print disability. Otherwise, you'll not be able to download. You can check what is there. So, as a teacher, what is our role? So, suppose I am teaching a particular subject or a particular student. My student is interested in learning some things, preparing for higher examination or anything. Then I should first check whether whether any content is available here or not. So, for example, I want to check UPSC preparation. So we'll just search, and then you can see all this content is available. So here you can see library name is the name of the organization which has converted this content into that. And this way you can see so much content is already available. So as teacher, it becomes an excellent resource for us that if my child is with a print disability, then I can make use of these resources and just guide them to this so that they can start downloading on their own. And our role can be of a facilitator, that we have searched the content for them. Second library is the Bookshare library. So here it's a global library, so the I would say the variety of content is much higher. So be it any self-help book or some fiction or non-fiction or children books, be it anything, just you can just imagine and search here. So for example, let's say Harry Potter. So you can see so many versions are already available here. These all books exist. So it's giving me 26 plus pages of results, which means how many times these books have been converted in different versions, you can see. So this is a huge resource where the accessible content is available. Third interesting solution that I want to share is like open source libraries like Chetna Trust. So Chetna Charitable Trust, it's in Tamil Nadu. So they have this is run by a very esteemed special educator, Dr. Namita Jacob. What she has done is she has created a online library of storybooks which are completely accessible for these are specifically for persons with visual disabilities. So if you are starting your reading journey, then you can use this resource, and this is excellent actually. I'll just show you one example. For example, Catch a Butterfly Story. And if you want to read this story,
Catch a butterfly.
A butterfly flies with wings outspread in a field filled with brightly colored flowers. Mountains are visible in the distance with many clouds around them. The butterfly has a red body and black wings that have white vertical bands and many crimson spots on it. It is called a crimson rose butterfly.
Author Riddhi Maniyar. Illustrator Teresa Anthony.
okay. So the point is, like this is a resource for visually impaired or the person with visual disabilities. But the thing is, now you saw that the captions were coming. So that caption feature which I was trying to show you earlier, because it was not using my voice at that time, but now it was working because the computer voice was being used. So these stories have become accessible for hearing impaired also. So solution created for visually impaired first, but with the accessibility feature on my laptop, the solution worked for hearing impaired also, and the accuracy was also 100%. So that's the beauty of these inbuilt accessibility features. Okay. So this is excellent resource again. So there are a lot of storybooks here in different languages. So that's the third source of free content available to persons with various disabilities. So in addition to that, then you have Kindle and Audible. Slowly, every new book is becoming available on these platforms. Obviously, you have to purchase, but yes, these are sources of accessible content. Now I have the technology, I have the content, but how to read that content? That's still a question. So now let's see what are the solutions for that. So there is another app which is referred to as Thorium Reader. So this app is referred to as Thorium Reader, and it's again designed for children with various, not children, but any person with various disabilities. Let me first show you how it broadly works. So you open up any book. For example, we are opening NCRT book. Okay, and let me just set the size, and by default, I'm resetting the settings. Okay. So when you open this app for the first time or the software for the first time, you'll open a particular book. So it will appear like this. Let's go to first chapter. Okay. So this is Math 7th grade NCRT book. Okay. Now, suppose I am a person with a learning disability, and typically I have difficulty in understanding the content. So let's say dyslexic child. So what I'll do is I'll go to display. So I'll do some basic settings. Just if I paginated view one column. Okay. Okay. Now I'll go to spacing. Or before that. So you can increase the font size. So I've increased the font size. Now it's more readable. Then I'll go to the fonts. And from here, I'm choosing dyslexic font, which is more readable. So just after clicking this font, you'll see how the entire content will change. Yeah. Now you can see the font is much more readable even by children with dyslexia. Now, with this, I have a visual disability also. And suppose I'm low vision person, or I have some reading issues. So let's say I have some reading difficulties. Even after this, I'm not able to read very clearly. So I can increase the word spacing. I can increase the letter spacing between the letters. I can increase the spacing between paragraphs. So all these minor settings can play a huge role in the way the child reads the content. So I've increased the letter spacing too much. Now you see it's much more readable, much better than earlier. Then the next setting is I have attention deficit, ADHD, or any issue where I want support of audio. I want to minimize distractions. I want to keep the environment very clean so that child remains focused and not get irritated. Then say let's say I'm setting display color. I'm changing the theme. So let's say the softer theme or the black theme I can use depending on my preference. So this is one. But the most important setting is here. Now I just want to like as teacher many times you have to keep repeating the same thing again and again, or you have to underline the text that you want your student to read. Then all these features are available here. So I'll just activate
56 plus 73 equals 17. 56,
so in the text to speech
56 plus
I can adjust, I can change the speech settings as voices as per my preference, male voice, female voice, English accent, Indian accent, whatever you want. And then you can slow down or speed up the text being spoken. So suppose a child is a slow learner and you want to really slow down, make him focus. So you can set the speech rate to 0.75, say, and then you try the same thing again.
56 plus 73 is equal to 17. 56 plus 73 is equal to 17. 113 plus 82 is equal to 31. 113.
Okay, now the thing was, if you have noticed, it was speaking out the text, but it was not giving you the correct output because it was not interpreting this data as the mathematical data. So instead of minus 113, it just said 113. So actually, this was, so there is another setting through which you can actually make the interpretation also very correct. So you have to go to display and you have to turn on MathJax. So MathJax is a setting basically with
19. Chapter 1.
okay. So MathJax interpretation is something, it's a library which helps rendering the equations correctly. So if your math book is created in an accessible way properly, then equations will be spoken out properly in the right syntax or with the proper context. So for example, 5x3 equal 15 will not be spoken like that. It will be spoken like 5 times 3 equals 15. So that's the contextual or the proper syntax of the equation. So this way, even reading maths and understanding equations becomes possible with these type of tools. So that's a very broad overview of the capabilities of such simple applications. See, you're not till now in the sessions, we have not spent a rupee. Your laptop is already there. By default, it has the accessibility features and the apps I've talked about are also free. Open source apps are there. So that's why these things the idea is for the teachers, it's very important that our productivity is getting improved. The kind of quality that we are able to deliver to the larger group of students is getting better and better. And that's where these solutions play a important role. Okay. So this way, if you have just this one application on your system, then your reading thing is sorted. Now let's quickly come to the writing part. So in the writing part, one is you can type in with the keyboard. The other example I've already shown you where you can use the dictate feature which is built in into your Microsoft a word, you can make use of this, and you can actually type in Hindi itself, even other regional languages. Let me show you how it works for Hindi. I'm going to the settings and I'm just changing the language to Hindi. So these are the languages which are currently being supported. So you can use Indian languages, Gujarati, Telugu, Tamil, Marathi is also supported. And for now, let's quickly focus on Hindi. Sorry. And you just save this. मैं चेक कर रहा हूं कि डिक्टेशन फीचर वर्ड के अंदर किस प्रकार कार्य करता है। लगता है ये तो काफी बढ़िया चल रहा है, अभी तक कोई गलती नहीं की। पूर्ण विराम। So this is how you can actually see the writing part working in an excellent way for people who find difficulty in typing through the keyboard. And then you have another feature which is referred to as immersive reader. So the kind of options I showed you in the Thorium app, the immersive reader gives you similar things. So if a child is with ADHD or where the focus is an issue, so you see all distractions are now removed. Just with one feature button press, all distractions, keys, menus, etc. are removed. So learning becomes much easier. Or you can actually use combination of immersive reader and the focus mode here. So one is your focus mode, the other one is your immersive reader. So once you turn on the immersive reader, you can actually do all these small settings. How much column width you want, wide column width, okay. Page color, you can choose the page color. According to the focus, you can focus on one line, the entire other lines will not be visible at that time. Then you can set the text spacing, etc. And you can increase the font size as much as you want. No pixelation of data, nothing like it happens in various images. Once you have the Word file, as teachers, you create a lot of assignments, and if you have created them properly, then no matter which type of disability child is having, these small features can be turned on and used as a combination to give you excellent results. So for example, now I've read one line, I can turn on read aloud.
Working well, the accuracy can be 100%. It gives me freedom to put punctuation marks just by speaking them out. मैं चेक कर रहा हूं कि डिक्टेशन फीचर वर्ड के अंदर किस प्रकार कार्य करता है। लगता है ये तो काफी बढ़िया चल रहा, अभी तक कोई गलती नहीं की। पूर्ण विराम।
दो तो गलती करी, पूर्ण विराम was not replaced by the simple symbol, but that's fine. Okay, so this is like your word thing with the features where your writing is also sorted. Now we are coming towards the end of the session, so I can speak about so many other solutions, but I just try to quickly focus on the most important things. One, we have your smartphone. Now, most of the times in rural settings, in the remote settings, having laptops or computers with every child would be still a distant dream. But our phones can be a excellent assistive technology. So all these features, accessibility features that I talked about on the computer are already present on your phone. So you just go to settings, and in the settings, you go to accessibility. And in the accessibility, again, you just like you saw for various disabilities, here also you have features for visual assistant, hearing impairments, and interaction and dexterity issues. So you can select the appropriate feature. Similarly, like I told you about one app, Thorium, where you can do reading. of books properly, here you have a similar book, a similar app called Easy Reader. So in the Easy Reader, I have all those features just like you saw on Thorium Reader. Here also,
Who moved my cheese?
you can read the
The
book.
news story. What happened next? Hem's dilemma. The facts of the matter. Hem ventures into the maze.
So exactly same, all similar features, but the point is it works on your smartphone. Again, this app is also free.
Okay.
All you need is accessible book to be added here.
Sure. So we have received certain questions regarding your entire presentation. So I would request you to please wrap up in next 1 minute, and then we'll take up the questions.
Okay, so when we talk about smartphone, most of the times we imagine smartphone as something with which we will connect to social media, etc. But the point is that similar ecosystem that we just saw in the last half an hour exists for reading and writing on the smartphone. So basically, you can connect your smartphone to any standard keyboard nowadays, and once you have connected your smartphone with the keyboard, then you can actually use the touch screen for certain things, and wherever typing is involved you can use the physical keyboard, and then you can make use of these accessibility features to transform this smartphone into a complete very powerful assistive technology. So that's the long term vision, that every child should have access to at least one of these solutions so that they can continue their education in a much more integrated manner. So with this, now you can just click a picture of the screen. A lot of accessibility related apps are here. You can explore them further on your own. But with this, I'll put end to this today's session. Thank you very much for listening, and I'm open to questions now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. You have given enough information to all our viewers, but of course, there's a lot more for discussion. So let me please ask a few questions. May I?
Yes, yes.
One of the viewers, Rekha, she is asking that you just said that smartphones can be connected with the keyboard, and she's asking here that can we use these features or these sources without internet, or are they all online?
So if I talk about basic reading and writing, it can be managed offline also. Obviously, you need to copy the data to onto every smartphone first. Like in a classroom setting, if you have one system which is connected to internet, or you have your own smartphone which has the internet, then you can copy the accessible content from various resources, copy them onto the devices of every child, and then a lot of things can work. But obviously, there will be limitations at a certain point, specifically when we talk about advanced users. But for learning, offline things are supported to a large extent.
All right. Another viewer, Pinky, she is asking, can we get the names of all the open source libraries that you just mentioned, all of them, and if you can tell us their links so she can operate it at her end.
So in the Google search, if you just write Sugamya Pustkalaya, that's the first Indian library of excellent in-house Indian content. Second is Bookshare, which is a global library with huge variety of resources. Bookshare, single word, BOOKSHARE. Third is you search Chetna Trust, CHETANA, Chetna Trust, TRUST, ARM library. It will directly take you to that link. So these are three important sources. Yes.
Okay. All right. And so there's one more thing that I noticed. So when you were playing that audio mode of the mathematical calculation, and it was not mentioning that minus sign, so many of them just wrote in between that the voice is not saying minus and it's incorrect. And you pinpointed that it's basically not the inputs were not given for mathematical equation. That's why it was not considering the sign. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for being with us today, sir. It was a pleasure having you, and each and every detail that you gave regarding assistive technology was informative, interesting, and extremely helpful for each and every viewer and each and every student who is going to use these sources in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure to be on this platform and this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to all the viewers as well. Well, we saw that we have got great response and you were responding. You watched the entire program and you had your queries. So, sir tried an answer to answer all your queries, and we are definitely left with some. So, we'll try to take them up in next 2 sessions, that will be tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So, with that, we're wrapping up this particular program. But before leaving, let me just tell you and give you an idea how you can register yourself or participate in this particular program, and where will be the quiz link given to you. So all you have to do is type CIET on any of your browsers, and this will be the home page that you will see. So you can see the menu bar, and in this column, which is activities, if you click it, the last option is workshop/training. Please click on it. Another page will open, and once you scroll here, you will see the current activity, and the title of this training has been mentioned. That's online training on digital technology for children with special needs. Please click on it. Once you do, another tab with another window will open, and here is each and every detail regarding this online training. The schedule with the topics of each day has been mentioned, who all can participate, the focus of this entire training, the objectives, each and everything has been mentioned here. The program schedule in detail from day 1 to day 5 has been mentioned and updated as well. Now here comes the QR code. Please scan this QR code and register yourself, or you can simply click on this link, fill up the form. Please make sure that you are entering correct spellings of your name and other details, so that in the certificate nothing will go wrong. Here comes the link of our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official. The earlier 2 sessions which we did yesterday and day before yesterday are already uploaded here, and after this program, this will also be uploaded. So you can operate all 3 in one go under one link. If you scroll it further, here's the space where the quiz link will be released to all of you on 13th of October once our last day's session will be done. And here is the form and the QR code for the feedback. Please scan it or please fill it up, and we are open to any of your suggestions, advices, whatever you have for this entire training. We are more than open. And this is the email ID, a specific email ID. Let me repeat it: training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. So here are all the details regarding this online training. Please operate it at your end, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. With this, we are wrapping up our today's program, but tomorrow we'll come back again sharp at 4 o'clock, and the topic of discussion is going to be UDL, that is Universal Design of Learning. And sharp 4 o'clock, we'll begin on this platform itself, that is NCERT Official. Please keep on watching the Eat Vidya channels, and our upcoming next program is also a very special program called Sayog, and we're celebrating the Mental Health Week, and on this relation we are going to discuss the topic Mental Health for All, creating an inclusive world together. With this, thank you so much and have a great day ahead. My name is Tanvi Khurana and I'll take a leave of you. Namaskar.